This is BD Daily Tech News Podcast, daily insights on technology and innovation. I'm your host, and today is 2025, December 3rd. Welcome back to another episode of Beyond Daily Tech Show.
And I'm your guest. Today's menu, AI that might wreck democracy, cars that drive themselves, and Alexa turning into that friend who can quote every movie scene on command.
We'll hit 5 stories, an Amazon employee revolt over AI, Uber's new robotaxis in Dallas, Alexa Plus jumping to movie scenes, Superhuman's upgraded AI email assistant, and Google Photos using Gemini to summarize your year.
So if you're wondering whether AI is coming for your job, your commute, or just your Netflix and chill time, the answer is yes. Let's start with the people inside the machine who are actually panicking.
More than 1,000 Amazon employees have signed an open letter warning that the company's AI systems, as they put it, will do staggering damage to democracy, our jobs, and the earth if not reined in.
When your own staff writes a horror movie trailer about your AI, that's a bad vibe. Do we know what exactly they're freaking out about? Is this like Skynet, or more like, my boss now has a creepy dashboard?
From what's been reported, it's the second one. They're talking about large-scale AI that can supercharge surveillance, targeted political messaging, and automation. Think AI models plugged into ads, logistics, and cloud services that can track behavior, predict it, and nudge it at scale.
So basically, imagine your boss, but with 1,000 eyes, perfect memory, and a KPI fetish. That's the fear. AI used to squeeze every last drop of productivity and attention from workers and users.
Exactly. The letter mentions damage to democracy, which usually means hyper-targeted political ads and misinformation. Damage to jobs is about automation replacing roles in warehouses, call centers, and even coding or content work.
And damage to the earth is probably about those giant data centers sucking up power like a toddler with a juice box. Training and running big AI models takes serious energy and water for cooling.
Right. One 2024 study estimated that a single big AI chatbot query can use several times the energy of a normal web search. Multiply that by billions of requests and thousands of enterprise workloads, and it adds up.
Okay, but what does a listener actually do with this, besides feel vaguely doomed while scrolling Prime deals? Can normal people push back on this kind of AI rollout at all?
3 practical angles. 1. As a worker, pay attention to new monitoring or AI tools your employer introduces and ask what data they collect, how long it's stored, and how it's used in performance reviews.
Don't just click I agree on a tool that secretly tracks your keystrokes, bathroom breaks, and how often you switch to Spotify.
As a consumer, you can choose services that are transparent about data and give you controls. 3. Politically, this is fuel for regulation, things like limits on biometric surveillance or rules around political ad targeting.
And if you work in tech, remember this Amazon letter. Internal pushback does matter. When over 1,000 people sign something, executives at least stop scrolling long enough to sweat a little.
Let's shift from AI in the office to AI on the road. Story 2. Uber and Avride are launching a robotaxi service in Dallas. Riders can now get matched with autonomous Hyundai Ioniq 5 vehicles through the normal Uber app.
There's still a human safety driver up front, right? So it's like when your kid is driving, but your hand is actually on the wheel.
Exactly. The cars are in supervised mode for now, with a safety operator monitoring the ride. Uber says the plan is to go fully driverless later, once regulators and safety data allow it. They're starting with a small fleet, but talk about scaling to hundreds of vehicles.
So what's the tech under the hood here? In normal person language, is this the same vibe as Waymo and Phoenix, or more like beta testing in public?
Conceptually, it's the same family. The car uses a mix of sensors, cameras, radar, often LiDAR, to build a 3D model of the world around it. On top of that, you have AI models that predict what other cars and pedestrians will do, and a planner that decides how to steer, accelerate, and brake.
So the car is basically playing real-time chess with every cyclist, truck, and guide jaywalking with a taco. No wonder they still want a human in the front seat.
For listeners in Dallas, the practical piece is you can opt in. In the Uber app, you can set preferences to increase your chances of getting a robotaxi. And if you get matched with one and hate the idea, you can switch back to a human driver.
I like that the app basically lets you choose a stranger to judge your playlist or a robot silently logging your every awkward sing-along.
Long term, the big question is jobs and pricing. If Uber can eventually drop the safety drivers, the cost per ride goes down. Some of that might show up as cheaper fares, but it also threatens driver income if robotaxis scale in multiple cities.
So if you're a driver, this is your early warning. The timeline is fuzzy, but the direction is clear. Start thinking about upskilling now, not when the app suddenly offers you the opportunity to manage robotaxi fleets instead of driving.
And for cities, this is about safety and congestion. Robotaxis could reduce drunk driving and crashes, but if rides get cheap enough, people might take more car trips instead of public transit. That's a policy decision, not just a tech one.
If you ride one, treat it like testing a beta app with seatbelts. Pay attention, give feedback, and maybe don't be the first person to try it in a snowstorm.
Amazon is rolling out a new Alexa Plus feature on Fire TV that lets you jump to a specific movie scene on Prime Video just by describing it in natural language.
This is wild. You can literally say, jump to the scene when John McClane says, come out to the coast, we'll get together, have a few laughs, and it will take you straight to that die-hard air duct moment.
Under the hood, Alexa Plus uses visual understanding plus captions. It analyzes frames and subtitles to map what's happening in each scene, who's on screen, what they're saying, key actions, and indexes tens of thousands of scenes across thousands of films.
So your movie is basically being turned into a searchable spreadsheet of crying hug, car explosion, and awkward first date. It's like CTRL-F for cinema.
The tech runs on Amazon Bedrock and large language models like Amazon Nova and Anthropic Claude. The LLM parses your messy voice request, maybe half-remembered quotes or vague descriptions, and matches it to that indexed timeline.
This is great for people who just want to re-watch the proposal scene, the courtroom meltdown, or the one monologue that lives rent-free in your head. It's less great for our collective attention span.
True, it encourages clip hunting instead of full movie watching, but for practical use, showing a friend a specific scene, skipping to where you left off emotionally, it's powerful.
And of course, there's the data angle. To do this, Amazon has to deeply analyze and label every scene. That's not your personal data, but it's another example of AI chewing through content libraries so the platform can keep you hooked.
If you have a Fire TV, the takeaway is simple. This is a convenience feature, but it's also more lock-in. The more you rely on Alexa Plus for search, the harder it is to switch to another streaming box that doesn't know your favorite scenes.
So use it, enjoy it. But remember, YouTube still exists. If you just want one scene, you don't always need to feed the mothership more watch time data.
Superhuman, the AI-powered email app that Grammarly acquired and then rebranded under the Superhuman umbrella, just got a serious AI upgrade.
Yeah, this is the app that already promised Inbox Zero, but make it bougie. Now, its Write with AI tool works across your inbox, calendar, and even the web.
The key shift is toward agentic behavior. Instead of just drafting a reply, the AI can pull info from other emails, research topics online, and then respond to your prompt. If it needs clarification, it opens an Ask AI sidebar that stays visible on desktop.
So it's like having a very eager intern who lives inside your inbox, reads all your mail, and is just waiting for you to say, summarize this mess and schedule something that doesn't ruin my life.
They've also added AI history on iOS and desktop so you can revisit past conversations with the assistant. And Android is getting feature parity soon. The more advanced AI is only in business and enterprise plans. Starter gets a simpler version.
Of course, the full brain is paywalled. The free tier is like, I can write a nice email. And the enterprise tier is, I can run your life, your calendar, and maybe your therapy schedule.
For normal users and small teams, the big question is trust. You're letting an AI read and cross-reference sensitive emails, contracts, and calendars. You need to know what's stored, how long, and whether it's used to train broader models.
Pro tip, before you give any AI tool inbox access, scroll past the shiny landing page and actually read the privacy and security section. If it's vague, that's your red flag.
Used well, though, this can be a serious productivity boost. Let the AI handle first drafts, summaries, and scheduling. You focus on decisions, nuance, and anything politically or legally sensitive.
Basically, treat AI like a junior assistant you don't fully trust yet. Great for grunt work, but you still read every email before it goes to your boss.
Google Photos 2025 Recap is leaning on Gemini to find your highlights. It now uses AI to surface memorable moments and even adds extra metrics like how many selfies you took this year.
Nothing like an app saying, congrats, you took 842 selfies and 3 photos of your family. Gemini is basically your judgmental digital scrapbooker.
Technically, this is classic computer vision plus an LLM. Photos are clustered by time, place, and detected objects or people. Gemini then scores what looks highlight-worthy, trips, events, repeated faces, and builds a narrative recap.
So if you took 10 photos of your cat and 1 of your graduation, it might decide your true life milestone was actually Mr. Whiskers.
For users, this is mostly a feel-good feature, but with 2 catches. 1, it's another reminder that Google can recognize faces, locations, and patterns across your entire photo history.
And 2, the stories it tells about your year can subtly shape how you remember it. If AI keeps highlighting travel and parties, but never your quiet wins, that affects what you think matters.
If you use it, I'd suggest treating it like a draft. Let Gemini propose highlights, then manually add or remove moments so your recap actually reflects your values, not just what the algorithm thinks is Instagrammable.
Yeah, reclaim your narrative from the robot. If your favorite memory is drinking tea on the balcony at 6 a.m., add that, even if Gemini thinks it's boring.
Let's zoom out. Today, we saw AI in 5 roles: a potential threat, a driver, a movie DJ, an email assistant, and a personal historian. Same core technology, totally different impacts depending on how it's used.
And the pattern is clear. AI is getting more agentic, more embedded, and more invisible. It's not just a chatbot you visit. It's quietly living in your car, inbox, TV, and photo library.
If you're listening as a professional, use these tools to save time and learn skills. 2, watch the downside: privacy, bias, and over-automation.
And 3, don't be passive. Ask your employer how AI is used. Tweak the settings on your apps. Decide which parts of your life you actually want help with and which parts you'd rather keep human and messy.
If you found this breakdown useful, hit subscribe to BD Daily Tech News Podcast, share this episode with a friend, and drop a comment with which of these 5 stories feels most real in your life right now.
Would you ride the Dallas Robotaxi? Let Superhuman read all your emails? Or trust Alexa to find your favorite movie scene without judging your taste? We'll see you on the next Beyond Daily Tech Show.